The rejection of a motor vehicle claim can have serious implications for a consumer. This can include having to pay your monthly vehicle installments on a finance agreement for up to 6 years with no vehicle to show for it. Understanding your policy is therefore not a luxury, it's financial self-defense. Your policy will contain certain exclusions which will explain instances where your insurer will not provide cover. The most common reasons that an insurer can reject your claim is where you failed to take reasonable care and precaution to prevent the loss, or where you were driving under the influence of alcohol. Other reasons that an insurer can reject your claim is where you unlawfully leave the scene of an accident, where your vehicle is found to be unroadworthy, or where your premium has not been paid. These are just some of the reasons that an insurer can reject your claim. It is, however, important that you read your policy documents from the beginning to the end so that you can familiarize yourself with the terms, conditions, and obligations that apply to you. A consumer who has a motor insurance policy has the duty to take reasonable care and precaution to prevent the loss. This is where a consumer is aware of the risks and the dangers involved, but simply ignores it. A common example would be where a driver is driving at excessive speed and that leads to an accident. An insurer will investigate the claim to determine if the claim is payable under the policy. An insurer can rely on CCTV footage, electronic data obtained directly from your vehicle, information from your tracking or your telematics device, or even a reconstruction report to prove that you were traveling in excess of the speed limit. If the insurer can show that the excessive speed in which you traveled caused or contributed to the manner in which the loss occurred, then the claim may be rejected. Each matter is, however, assessed based on the specific circumstances that the loss occurred. Most insurance policies exclude cover where it is found that the driver was driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, where his blood alcohol level exceeded the legal limit, or where he failed a breathalyzer test. A common misconception that we see at our office is that consumers believe that an insurer cannot reject the claim for driving under the influence of alcohol where no breathalyzer or blood test was done. The reality is, an insurer can rely on circumstantial evidence to prove that you were driving under the influence of alcohol. An insurer can investigate the claim, interview witnesses, obtain CCTV footage, request your bank statements to confirm previous whereabouts, or even request your medical records if you were admitted to a medical facility following the loss. If the insurer can show that you were driving under the influence of alcohol and that this affected your driving ability, you may be unsuccessful in disputing the rejection of your claim. Your policy also likely states that you need to provide information to the insurer as reasonably requested. Withholding information, refusing interviews, or not answering calls can itself be grounds for rejection regardless of the original cause. The insurer needs to prove its case on a balance of probabilities. This differs to criminal matters where your case needs to be proven beyond reasonable doubt. Alcohol affects people differently. The insurer will need to provide evidence to support that the rejection of the claim was warranted in your specific circumstances. If during the submission of your claim, you notify the insurer that you did not consume alcohol, and during the insurer's investigation of the claim, it is established that you did, an insurer can reject your claim for the failure to provide true and complete information. It is important that you read your policy documents and understand the terms and conditions that apply. Familiarize yourself with the exclusions of cover as well as the duties that you have in terms of the policy. This may include ensuring that you have a tracking unit installed in your vehicle. One of the most important duties that you have when you have an insurance policy is to ensure that the premium is received on time. Look at your policy documents. Make sure that you have sufficient funds in your bank account for the premium to be received successfully. In the event that your premium is not received on the due date, it may leave you without cover. Grace periods are applicable to monthly policies. If you miss your premium date, contact your insurer to inquire if there is a grace period and when the premium will be resubmitted for payment. Consumers are also having difficulty in paying their premiums post-COVID and due to the high cost of living. If you are having difficulty in paying your premium, contact your insurer for alternative options. This may include reducing your cover, switching to usage-based or kilometer-based products, or increasing your access to lower the premium. Consumers are, however, cautioned in increasing their access and lowering their premium, as you may be able to afford your monthly premium, but have difficulty in coming up with a high excess amount in the event of the claim, leaving your vehicle unable to proceed with repairs because you don't have the lump sum amount. Also bear in mind that additional accesses may apply as well, and not just your basic access. Some key takeaways to remember. Always be honest. This is when you are taking out a policy, during the existence of the policy, as well as at claim stage. Your premium is determined by the assessment of risk, which means that an insurer will charge you a premium depending on the risk it's willing to accept. This may be affected by your age, the regular driver of the vehicle, how long you have your license, your previous claims and cancellations. It's very important that you are truthful and accurate with this information when you are taking out a policy. You also have the ongoing duty of disclosure to notify the insurer of any changes in the risk during the subsistence of your policy. It's also very important to be truthful and accurate when you are providing information surrounding how the claim occurred. If it is found that you were dishonest with circumstances surrounding the claim, this may prejudice the insurer's validation of the claim, leading to a possible rejection. Always be honest and truthful. Read your policy documents and familiarize yourself with the terms and conditions and the duties. Drive sober, licensed, and within the law. This applies to anyone that uses your vehicle. Make sure you pay your premiums. Keep your vehicle maintained and roadworthy to avoid any surprises at claim stage. Your insurance policy is a contract between you and the insurer, and therefore both parties are bound by the terms and conditions of the policy. Contact your insurer or broker if you have any disputes, and remember that communication is key. If you are unable to resolve the matter directly with your insurer or broker, you have the option of approaching alternative dispute resolution forums like our office for further assistance.